All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. Welcome back to another live Pin the Gas podcast. And I have a special one today for everyone. It is an absolute honor to sit down with the legend, Chris Clark, my friend. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. Can't wait to be here.
Oh, dude, the honor is absolutely all mine, my friend. This has been a long time in the making. Me and you had talked 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're finally here, man. So me and you have a lot to talk about in this hour coming up. So let's just jump straight into it. Chris, man, as I ask all my friends, since this is our introductory podcast, man, where did your journey begin on those beautiful two wheels?
Man, it'll be getting about 6 years ago. On my little TTR 110 at this track called Sandy Hook over in Maryland. In my first race was like a little, like an endurance race with my little brother. We did like 100 laps or something, and it was very cool. Like from the start, it was always a thing about me, my dad, and my brother. And yeah.
That's that's the most amazing thing about our sport because it always stems from grandfather, dad, son, or daughter, or whatever it is. It's a beautiful journey that not a lot of people get to do with their family. So it's an absolute honor, man, to have that. Growing up, getting into racing, getting that first motorcycle underneath the Christmas tree, and then you and your brother going out there and riding. Those are core memories, and what fun that was.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Like I remember it so vividly. I was so scared for the first race, barely knew how to shift and yeah, it was awesome though.
He just threw you in the deep end of the shark water, right? Like boom, sink or
Exactly.
swim, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
So for me, Chris, the first time I seen a motorcycle, I was absolutely in love. I was 3 years old. My dad had a Suzuki GS 550 or whatever it was. It was Suzuki. And look at this guy, it's my boy Hayden Rossi. Um, yes, Rossi, I got you. After I get done, I got you.
I wanted to buy a new game.
After this, I got you, homie.
All right, so just this one.
It's
This
it's
one's
uh
flying. I don't want that
it's an absolute honor again to share those core memories with your family. And look how far you've come, man. Like your whole short career, right? Because 5 years, that's not a long time.
Yeah.
I have some of my friends that come on that start early, late 20s, early 20s, getting into the sport. But again, it's absolutely amazing. So from the first time you went out, you and your brother out there on the bikes, falling deeply in love with this sport, was you just ate up, was like, Dad, I want to be a racer.
Yeah, from the start, like once I finally got on a bike, like I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. But to be honest, like before he got me on the bike, I didn't really want to do it. I didn't think it would be all that exciting. It took a little bit of convincing, but when I finally did get there, I was hooked, you know.
You was like, dude, thank you, daddy. Thank you. This is the best thing ever. Yeah, that's how I was. I
Yeah.
remember my parents used to look for me. Well, my dad was a fighter pilot in the Navy, so he wasn't home a lot. He was home maybe 2 or 3 months a year. But my mom would always look for me, and I'd be out there in the carport trying to climb on this motorcycle, going vroom, vroom, vroom. Let's go, right?
Yeah.
It's something that I firmly believe, and I say this all the time for those that are listening or that's going to listen in the future. I feel like motorcycles choose us, and there's people that choose motorcycles. When the motorcycles choose us, it's a lifestyle. We fall deeply in love with it, and that's all we think about. That's all we care about. That's all we want to do, right? Um, Again, it's a beautiful journey that is so unique to anything else in the world that you get to be a part of. Look at all the friends and beautiful people you've already met on this short journey you've had already into the world stage of road racing, Chris. Like it's amazing, right? Your career is just beginning, and I've told you this on camera, and I'm gonna tell you on camera, dude. You're an absolute weapon. You're a legend. You have everything that it takes to be a world champ. And my friend, whatever visions and goals you have set forth right here, which I'm gonna ask you about here in a minute, man, I hope you achieve those 10 times over, 110%, bro.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Me too.
so getting in a motorcycle, your first race with your brother, where did it go from there, and how did you end up to where you are now?
That's- yeah, I haven't thought about that in a while, to be honest. Like, it's a long story, you know? Like, after that, we were racing pretty much only at this little track called Sandy Hook. I loved it. And we would always go back there. And eventually I got an Ovale 110. And that was when I remember in school, my mom and dad were like, you got to get all A's and B's for the first quarter, and then we'll get you an Ovale. So when I finally got it, I remember unboxing it. It was the most exciting thing ever. You know, I unboxed it with my dad. We like got it to run and everything, and then I couldn't work out the clutch. I couldn't figure out how to get it to go anywhere. You know, I was stalling every second. He was like, "Give it more gas." I couldn't figure it out. You know.
I do, Chris, and it's funny you say that because I bought my son. So when he was little, he got a Strider and a TTR 50 when my wife was like 6 months pregnant. We found out we were having a boy, right? I was ecstatic through the roof. Got him a KTM Strider bike, got him a TTR 50. He grew up riding the little automatic. And then last year for Christmas, I'm ready for a 110. I said, perfect. I'm gonna buy you one with the clutch. I'm gonna introduce you to the clutch world, right? Big shout out to Carnes Performance out there in Pennsylvania, best dealership in Pennsylvania. I'm a firm believer in if anybody needs any products, keep it within the sport, keep it within the industry, right? I could have bought that same bike literally 10 minutes down the road, Chris, but I chose to drive 6 hours to Pennsylvania to support my buddies that own a dealership to buy the bike for my son. We get home. Rossi is super excited. Let's go, let's go. I said, look, I get on the bike, I fire it up, I sit on it with him. I said, you see me slowly let the clutch out and just barely give it a little gas, and you just take off, right? What does he do? He gets on the bike, dumps the clutch, bike lump. He's scared, right? Of course, I
Yeah.
get it. You're intimidated. He sat on the bike after I picked it up. He looked at me, he says, I'm just not ready yet. Cool, perfect, no problem. So I break it out and I ride it around all the time. Finally, he's like, I'm ready, let's go. Same thing. I get him out there and I show him the ease. Once he got it, he's like, dude, this is the best thing ever. I said, I told you it's easy to do. But once you grasp that, it's like the first time you threw on a full leather suit, Chris. You'll never forget that
Yeah.
sensation, right? You feel like I'm Superman. I can do anything. I'm the fastest guy in the world. And the first time you drug your knee, again, same thing. It's those little moments in life. It's always the first that means the most. But you take what you learn from that and that energy and you replicate it and you turn it into something more, right?
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So it, once you discovered motorcycles, did you always know that you wanted to be a professional racer, or was it just like something super fun to do?
You know, I always knew I wanted to, but a lot of the times, at least at the start, I wasn't sure if I could. You know, like it's a big goal. It's a lot. There's a lot of work, and it was uncertain. You know, but I always knew I wanted to be there. I remember my first race too. I was imagining in my head the British commentary for MotoGP and pretending I was Rossi. You know, I always wanted to be, racing at the highest level I could.
And bro, you are there right now. You're there racing at the highest level you could be at in the world, which is proper mega, as I always say, right? And you mentioned Valentino Rossi, always one of my dude. To me, Rossi's the GOAT. I don't care what anybody says, not Mark Marquez, not Mick Doohan, not this, not that. It's Valentino Rossi, 110% the GOAT.
Yeah.
What he did for the sport, the way he changed the sport, it's nobody's going to come along within
I
our
mean,
lifetime to do
he
the
had
same thing.
he had such an impact, a huge impact, and
Bro.
even on me. You know, he's part of the reason that I love racing like I do today.
So, Valentino Rossi posters on your wall?
No Rossi posters, but like I was in Tavulia, his hometown, and I went to his shop and I bought Rossi shoes.
You still got
So
them?
yeah, I still got them. Yeah, and I actually, after the first pair was gone, when I was back in Italy again for the next year, I bought some more.
I love it, dude. I'm jealous. Never been to Italy. Always want to go to Tavolia. Magello is one of my favorite tracks, but I always said if I'm gonna spend the money and I'm gonna fly to Italy and I'm gonna go watch a MotoGP race, it's Mazzano. Why is it Mazzano? Yeah, the track's not as cool as Magello. Let's just be honest. But it's right down the street from Tavolia. It's right
Yeah,
down the
that's right.
street from Carino, where my man Marco Simicelli's from too, right? And the Rossi Ranch and the store and the pizzeria. Like I gotta try. Did you try the pizza there from the pizzeria?
In Tavula or like at
Yeah,
this? No,
in
I didn't try in
Tavoya.
Tavula.
Oh,
No,
how
sadly
cool
not.
was
I'll have
it
to
to
go
be
next time.
there? Ho
It was amazing. Like the whole town, like they just embraced Rossi. They love him. Like there's like a huge picture of him on this wall. He's got his own shop, and there's Rossi stickers everywhere. Like it's really cool. Love it.
you feel like, you're in this kinda like Disneyland, you're in this magical place, right? With this energy, this certain type of energy that you don't feel anywhere else. Um, and I'm sure it's like that at certain racetracks you go to as well, racing around the world. Certain tracks bring certain energies along, um, which again is a beautiful part of our sport. But yeah, dude, Rossi, again, absolute legend of the sport. If you guys don't love Rossi, boo on you. That's all we're saying. That's it. We
How could you
actually got
not
a
love him?
bro. How could you not love VR46? Let's just keep it
Exactly.
real, right?
Yeah.
We got Caden Brown up in the house. Caden, what is up, my man? He's a future legend racer too as well. So yeah, welcome to the show, Caden. If you guys missed that episode, go back and check it out. But yeah, so getting into racing, Chris, you're getting serious about it. It's something you want to do. I'm pretty sure it was easy to convince your dad to say, "Hey, this is what I want to do." He's like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
Um, what was it like, growing up, getting into racing, you and your brother, but leaving America and racing overseas, man? How did all that happen? Because nowadays, that's all everybody talks about in America is making it overseas and going to Spain and racing in all these, European championships. But very few people from America actually get to do it. And you're one of the ones that are fortunate enough to go out there and represent the US flag. Let's go, right?
Yeah.
Which we're all very proud of you. So my advice that I tell people when I get asked this question is sell everything and move to Europe. That's just my personal views and opinions. But tell us about your journey and how did all this come to be to you racing overseas?
Well, first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to my mom and my dad, and then my manager, Michael Hill, and then, of course, the guy that gave me the opportunity, Kuba Smers, the team owner. That he's the guy that gave me the opportunity to go race over there. I love all of them, and without them, this wouldn't be possible. A few years ago, I found out I was gonna get a chance to go race in the World Championship with this team from the Czech Republic. Didn't even know how to pronounce their name, and I was like, you know, I was so excited, but also very nervous because going over to Europe is hard. It's completely different from America. Um, yeah.
How did you find that transition from, going over there to Europe versus America? The culture is different. Obviously, the food's different. Everything's different. How did you when I went to BSB in 23 to Cadwell Park, one of the most things I worried about was being homesick and just being a total stranger in a foreign place that I really don't I knew some people, but not a lot, right? But when I showed up, I couldn't have felt more at home than being at home, which blew my mind, dude. It was absolutely crazy and insane. The food, not so much. Let's just be honest, Chris, right? There's some good food. A lot of it needs some American spices to it, right?
Yeah.
But I never felt out of place, which to me was just crazy. And it kind of blew my mind. Like, how welcoming everybody was and how well received, you wasn't in a foreign country. How did you find that transition personally? Because you're absolutely young, right? So, uh, leaving America, going over there the first time, I'm sure you was like, "What is this? Like, what is even happening? Am I really here?"
Yeah, it was. I was so excited, but also nervous because I didn't really know anyone over there, But of course, having someone like Michael Hill, like my manager, to go talk to at the race is something familiar, To go, yeah, that was really good. And then the team, they welcomed me like part of the family, and so having them really made the transition a lot easier, But I was so excited as a 16-year-old to go leave the country and like race for the first time. It was amazing.
I love it. Speaking of Michael Hill, big shout out to Michael Hill. I just had him on my podcast. He's an absolute legend. He has a new book out, Super Bikes, The Stage and Me. It's available on Amazon. Please go check it out. Dude, Michael, we watch him in Moto America, Mike on the mic, and World Superbike, and some in GPs and F1, right? So he's everywhere, which is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Obviously spoke very highly of you, Chris. He thinks the same thing. We think alike. You're an absolute weapon. You're a legend on the track, and dude, the sky's the limit for you, bro. For real.
Thank you.
And I say this all the time. It takes a village to raise a racer. It takes a village to raise a kid, meaning that you need to have that good support system from people behind you to be able to be where you are right now, which means everybody involved: mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, brother, Michael Hill, Smarts Racing, everybody involved. What that means, Chris, is they truly believe in you. They believe in you as a person, they believe in you as your talent, and they believe you're going to make it all the way. And so do I, and so do a lot of other people. So for that, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. There's genuinely times at the races where I just can't believe all the support that I get from the people that are close to me. They put this trust in me, and it's a beautiful thing seeing all these people come together to make something happen. And I just want to make the most of that. Make everyone proud, including myself and them.
You are. You already are, Chris. You've already made everybody, dude, far exceeded pretty much everybody's expectation, especially just getting into racing and look where you are now, right? So you've already, bro, nothing but love. Congratulations, dude. Yeah, again, but to have that, support system that truly believe in you, which in turn, Chris, frees you right here mentally to focus on doing what you need to do and not worry about if my team truly believes in me or X, Y, and Z, right? So again, I told you you're ahead of the game. And there's a reason for that, bro, for sure. We got another one, Amish dude. What is up, Amish dude? He says, Simcoe, be sure to dig into the topic of Rubik's Cubes before the live session ends. We're going to get on that right now. He's got one in his hand. He's ready to go. So, Chris, tell us about the Rubik's Cube, bro.
I was not expecting that. It's pretty abrupt. Thanks, Amish. Yeah, I got a huge collection of cubes. I've been doing this since I started racing, pretty much. I've got probably about 400 of them in my room right now, and yeah, I'm a huge nerd on this stuff.
Bro, 400 Rubik's Cubes?
Yeah. I got cubes that aren't even like this one. That's not a cube. I got like 400 things. You've probably never even heard of some of these cubes.
I love it, man. I think that to have a certain type of hobby also frees your mind of everyday stresses in life as far as motorcycle racing goes, right? So you get to focus on putting your energy into something you relate to do, which is obviously solving puzzles. I remember growing up, I had Rubik's Cubes. Did I ever solve one? I solved one once. I ain't gonna lie, Chris. And that was it. Never solved another one, right? And I actually cheated on that, right? But again, to have that, it's like I told you earlier, my son does the same thing, but he likes to make Lego butterfly knives, right? So he makes them and gives them out at the track and stuff like that, which is cool. So it's good to have a something like that to get your mind off all that. He says, Sasha and Chris geek out about cubes trackside together. Yeah. It was Sasha. Like every time I'm at a track, I'm bringing. There's always cubes. There's always cubes. I love it. Speaking of them, man, big shout out to Almesh and his son Sasha, man. He's an absolute weapon on the track. I got to finally meet them at the Azza race at Daytona. Got to do a bunch of interviews with him. You know why? Because he won every race he was in, which is incredible. So, and Sasha's brother Julian's going to be there too someday. He's on the big bikes, not racing. You guys heard it here first on Penny Gas, right? And the 2026 title winner is right here on the screen. You guys heard it here first. But anyway, so coming from America and racing and then going to the culture of overseas in Europe, obviously it's a different culture. How did you cope with that change? It honestly, it didn't feel like a huge change for me, like with the racing, because like the team, they welcome me in as another part of the family, and so did everyone else in the paddock. Like they all, really embrace me just like they do over here in America.
was welcoming.
which again frees your mind and you feel at home, so to speak, and have a good vibe about it to allow you to do what you do out there on the track, which is go absolutely fast, right? It's incredible, Chris. Your journey so far to where you are now. It's it's amazing. Again, I
Thank you.
say it all the time. Your future is super bright, and the sky's the limit. There is no ceilings on you or on Mission. His son Sasha, same thing. He's. I remember being at Daytona. He's on the 250, and I'm looking at the lap times. I was like, he's murdering it. I mean, he just murdered the whole weekend.
He's
So
quick. Yeah.
yeah, he's big shout out, man. Again, but that's that grassroots to racing. That's where it starts, right? Father, son, grandpa, dad. The list goes on, right? The saga continues, um, which is a beautiful story and a beautiful journey. It does cost a lot of money, of course, but at the end, it's worth it, right?
Yeah. Totally.
110%.
1,000%.
So, bro, finally in Europe, first season. Walk us through your first season. How nervous were you? And did Chris Clark have any expectations going into your first season in Europe?
Yeah. So 2023 was my first two wild cards, and then obviously 2024 I went into my first full time season racing in the World Supersport 300 Championship, and it was like again, it was nerve wracking because like it's all new, and like the riders there are so fast. Like every single one of them, from first to last place, the top lap times are separated by 2-3 seconds at most. It was a big adjustment. Trying to get up to pace and um, learn everything how this paddock works, and yeah, it was not easy. There were some times where it was super hard on me mentally, and like it was a tough season, that first season, but that's not to say there weren't great moments, and I had amazing memories with my team and on the track. You know, all around, it was good, but it was tough.
The competition was super stiff. You're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? These kids are
Yeah,
absolutely fast, right?
yeah,
Um, One thing that I do notice about the Europeans, versus the Americans, I'll say, is their starts, how fast they are right out the gate from lap 1. It's like that's their main advantage to me is how quick they are. Um,
it's yeah, it's huge because a lot of them, like the ones especially that they go to these tracks all the time, like they're at these tracks like 5-6 times a year, and then I come here, it's my first time ever. It's like, okay, it's really hard. You got to put a lot of work in before to make this as smooth as possible.
110%. And what's the training like compared to the US out there in the UK, Europe?
Um, well, the biggest thing, they're just riding all the time, like every day. It's like it's just their life. It's just riding, 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 riding. So it's very intense.
So how many year round, how often do you live out there when you go overseas, or do you fly back and forth all the time, or how does that work?
I've been flying back and forth. Right now it's maybe not optimal, so we're gonna like this year we're gonna look to like make some adjustments and figure out a better way for me to be training over there and staying over in Europe somewhere. Um, but yeah, so I've been there in Europe maybe 2-3 months out of this year, which was the longest I've ever spent away from home. Um, yeah, yeah.
Do you go out there all by yourself, or does your mom go with you?
Mostly I go by myself, and I'll just like either meet someone from my team or just spend a week just alone and just chill and explore a new country.
How nerve-wracking is that for you, Chris?
It's not nerve wracking. I just love it. It's cool to be alone in a country all by yourself. I love it, and I got friends over there. It's like I'm not truly alone.
You're not. 110%, you're not. Again, that goes with that good team you're on that truly believe in you, that want to see you fully succeed. So you should feel at home. You should feel welcomed, right? Again, that's whole part of the growth and the process of you um, becoming the legend you are in this sport. Having those good people behind you. Did you notice, or did you up your training regimen going from racing in America to over there in in Europe? Is that different? Did you have to step up your training game?
Yeah, my training became a lot more focused and intense. You know, when I'm at the track, I'm there to go work and I'm ready. You know, and I do all my preparation beforehand, and so that when I'm there, it goes as smooth as possible. I mean, it's not perfect every time, but I do what I can, and it's yeah, the intensity has come up.
Talk us through your typical weekend, Chris. For I'm interested. Like when you show up on a Tuesday, you fly out. You're there on Tuesday, Wednesday. Talk us through the process of your whole race weekend.
Yeah, yeah. So the race weekends they start a whole week before, you know, and helping the team. Sometimes I'll help like load the truck, and then I'm driving with them 35 hours straight to the track. It's terrible, but like you know, involved in every try to be involved in every part of the process, um and then I'm there starting Monday before we even move in. You know, getting used to the track and the atmosphere and everything, and then the days beforehand. Again, it's just getting used to it and like finally seeing it all in person, you know, taking a run around the track, um, and just making sure all my notes are how I want them to be, you know, for the weekend. Just making sure I have everything done before I get there. So I,
To
you
be
know,
better mentally prepared, right? Because that's
yeah.
what it's all about. How difficult was it for you to learn all these new tracks going overseas? Did you adapt to them pretty quick? Obviously, you probably practiced on the PlayStation, not gonna lie, or the Xbox,
Mhm.
right? But how does Chris Clark learn new tracks, especially when you're there? Of course, you do a track walk, which is invaluable information because you're up close. You see the little undulations, the little dips and bumps, and you know where to stay clear at. But being coming up to speed on the track's different than walking the track, obviously. Um,
Yeah,
so
it
how,
totally is. And I mean, the skill to learn new tracks, it gets better the more you do it. So obviously now it's still like it's a lot of work and it's hard, but I can do it and I know how. I have a process and I can improve on that. But um yeah, to learn a track, like just watching as many races as you can beforehand and then making all your notices that you can, like with the track map and just, you know, doing all the work beforehand. And then when you get there to actually apply it, you kind of just not necessarily toss out the window, but you try not to overthink and just do what you know. You know, like before in the past, I noticed when I was first starting to learn new tracks, I would try to make everything perfect and overthink everything and just I was just completely out of it, you know? But in order to get into the flow state or to get to a point where you are up to speed on the track, you got to build it in steps and you got to do it correctly. Um, so that means not going breaking as late as you can first lap right at the gate. You build into it lap by lap and then you get familiar with your environment and then you can start to push more and more and more and learn from the others around you that have been there before, especially on the track. You know, getting someone to follow is really valuable.
iron sharpens iron, my friend, 110%. You know, showing up your first time going overseas, I'm sure your first session, first practice session, new team, kind of know them, but don't really know 'em, right?
Yeah.
How nerve wracking was that for you?
It was so scary. The first time I was on the track, I remember my heart was like I could feel it on the track, and I was like, never again I did, but it was yeah, it was terrifying, and like I wasn't up the pace, and the guys were zipping by me, and I was like, oh, you know, like dodging out of the way. Yeah, but that got a lot easier the second time around when I was more comfortable, and then you know, it's a big step. It's a really big step.
Absolutely, it is. And just touch back real quick on your normal routine weekend when you show up the week before 35 hours, which is boo. Let's go. Who wants to ride for 35 hours, right? But you show up on the track. Obviously, you probably help unload, set up the pit, and all that good stuff. What's your normal routine like when you approach? Chris is getting ready to go out. His qualifying or his practice session is 45 minutes. How does Chris Clark prepare for your
Yeah.
session?
I like to try and get in a place where I can be calm and comfortable with myself on the bike and not be not have too much going on in my head. You know, so I'll kind of isolate myself a little bit, not completely, but like, you know, put the headphones on, play with the cube and just listen to some music and just chill out. And then I want to warm up my body as well. So I go on runs and I stretch, and then I gear up and we're off.
Do you have any superstitions like you got to put your right boot on before your left boot, or your right glove on before, or wear your socks inside out, or anything in particular like that?
I mean, generally, I kind of put on the left boot before the right, and like the left glove before the right, just because it's what I do. But like, I'm not super strict about it, But it's generally what I do.
So obviously, you stepped up your training going from here to over there in Europe. What do you continually do to train nowadays, on season and off season? Like, what are you doing right now to prepare for 2026?
Yeah, yeah. In the gym all the time, trying to get stronger and a lot of running, because that's cardio is very important for racing, and then you need to be flexible as well. So after I'm running, I'm stretching and making sure I'm not injuring myself, and yeah,
Stretching's a huge part of it. It
yeah,
really is. Getting that muscles nice and loose in the tendons, and getting that blood flow, and which prevents injuries too as well. Especially I tend to stretch before I work out and stretch after I work out. Um, I feel like if I don't, I just get straight into working out. I'm injury prone because I'm old.
yeah.
Right? Like I'm not the young Spartan I used to be. Let's just be honest, right? And
Uh-huh.
here I am, but yeah, my body's like, no, absolutely not. To me, I like to stretch. I'm not a big weight guy. Like, I've never been big into weights at the gym. I'm like, dude, my body weight is my own weight. This is all I need for
Hmm.
resistance. And so I like to do swimming a lot because you use all your muscle groups, right? Hardcore swimming. I'm not talking about getting there, ooh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like as fast as hard as you can. Obviously, ice baths. I'm real big into ice baths and breathing. Push-ups too as well, and planks. That's basically all I do is push up and planks, ice baths,
Hmm.
and walking and running every once in a while. I got bad knees from many motorcycle wrecks and surgery, so it
Yeah.
hurts me after a while. So I tend not to run as, but I used to be a big runner. So much so to where, dude, if I didn't run at least 10 miles a day, my body would tell me, like, "You need to get up and run," right? Like, I was into it, and I felt really good. But it also caused a lot of injuries too on me as well with the
Hmm.
joints and hard running,
Yeah.
but it's good exercise.
Yeah, and that's why swimming is great. It's so easy on the joints,
It
but
is.
I haven't gotten into it yet, but I've been wanting to. I'm not a great swimmer though, so it's gonna take some learning.
You got this, Chris.
Yeah, I can do it.
110%. So, listen, dude, let's talk about your 2025 season, man. You was with the Yamaha R3 Blue Crew out there in the World Cup, which is absolutely amazing. I don't wanna mess up the name, so I'm just gonna kinda spell it SMRZ. I don't wanna total murder racing team.
Mhm.
Talk us through your season, man. Talk us about, going into 2025. Did you have any certain expectations on yourself, or the team have any expectations on you too as well?
Yeah, this was a big year for me. Transitioning from the World Super Sport 300 Championship to the R3 Blue Crew World Cup, it was a bit of a change for me. I'd never ridden the R3 before. I knew the guys here were gonna be very fast, but I was looking for top three in the championship. I knew I could get there, and obviously first race right out the gate, won it. It was awesome, best race of my life. And then I followed that with the podium the next day. So yeah, it was a great year. Sadly, I did not reach my goal, but you can't always do it. So this year was all about just consistently scoring points, being near the top, and giving myself a chance to fight for the title, which I did. I was in second until the last race. So always just making smart decisions, assessing risk, and taking risks when I need to that are smart, and just staying up on the bike, scoring points, because points win prizes.
Dude, listen, when I told you was super naturally talented, first time out, won your first race, dude, what an emotion. What Tell us what through your head at that moment. You're probably like, "What? I actually really won? Like, I
Yeah.
actually did it? Like, are you kidding me right now?" Dude, and then taking that momentum into the next race, right, which is huge for you. because now you're like, I know I can do it because I just did it. So keeping that momentum going forward mentally made it easier on you, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. Since I won the race, I was like, I mean, I can beat these guys. Why not do it again? So it just gave me some confidence to where I could feel more comfortable on the bike in this championship, and it was an amazing way to start the year. There's no other way to say it. I remember crossing the line. I was like, "What just happened?" Like I just won my first ever race, and it was here in Portugal, in the R3 World Cup. It was amazing. In the going down the straight, the first people I looked to was my team. You know, chanting out the off the pit wall, and I pointed at them. It was like it was awesome. It was an awesome moment.
Did you have a certain celebration in mind you was gonna do, or the win was totally unexpected?
Well, I knew I could win, so but I didn't practice my celebration because I felt like if I practiced it, I would have jinxed it. So I didn't practice it, and then when I went across the line, I just wasn't sure what to do, so I just raised my fist up in the air, pointed to my team, and I got made fun of it by my teammates because it was lame, but I don't care. I was excited.
When you're caught up in the moment, it's that moment caught up, right? Where you just you don't know what to do because it was so unexpected, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you absolutely murdered it, dude. I was so ecstatic for you. When I seen the news, I was like, dude, let's go. What dude, let's go. Pumped, bro. Super pumped. Dude, your whole 2025 season was absolutely proper mega, as I always say. Again, sky's the limit, bro. 2026 championship, number
Yeah,
one.
that's the goal. That's the goal.
Y'all
Gotta
done
be a
heard it here for
champion.
the second time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, dude, good stuff, Chris, man. I'm so pumped for you, man. Again, I can't say it enough. You got such an amazing people behind you and a team that believes in you. And again, the sky's the limit, bro. Absolutely mega. So on that note, racing in America, what's your favorite track in America and what's your favorite track in Europe?
Oh, this is always a hard question because generally when I'm at a race and someone asks me my favorite track, it's the one I'm currently at. But if I were to, that's a hard one. In America, I'm gonna say Coda because it's just so iconic and awesome. I don't have great memories there because yeah, I had a bad crash there, but that's besides the point. I love the track. Um, in Europe, that's a hard one. I want to say Portimao because I got the win there, but I also love Donington for how unique it is and how similar it is to the American tracks here with all the elevations and the lack of a runoff. It's just grass. So I love that track. It's iconic. It's yeah, Donington.
Donington's an amazing track. It's one of my favorite tracks to obviously play on Ride 5 or Ride 4 or any
Yeah.
PlayStation motorcycle game. My favorite section of man, honestly, dude, all of Donington. I think the first 3 quarters of the track's my favorite, especially
It's
you come
so
down that
cool.
little Fort Straight, it goes to the right, you pick it back up, it goes to the hard right. Then when you go to the left, it's super fast, super flowing. You pick it back up, it goes to the left, it has a little straight, hard braking, hard right, come back out, goes back to the left, pick it back up, back to the left. Then it's kind of like Magello-esque right there with that right-hand corner that kind of goes up a dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute huge fan of Donington. It is a track that when I played on the video game, never wrote it, that I feel like you hear the flow state. It's like immediate, like I'm comfortable riding this track, right? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So tell me, Chris, in your opinion, going through that first part of the track that I just told you about, what's the feeling like, man? Especially coming down that back at Donington and the first part of the track is absolutely amazing.
It's very cool because like the view is awesome and the elevation is cool. But I'm on an R3, so you don't really feel too much. It's so slow. But like compared to like a super sport, which is way faster. But it's very cool though. I love it, especially like when you're going down that hill with three bikes by your side. You're touching like, and it's like who's gonna pull back. Going down to the left hander before turn three. Like, yeah.
Amazing. What would say Chris Clark is what do you feel like your strongest aspect is in motorcycle racing?
Mm, that's a good one. I want to say it's. when I'm really feeling it, I'm a demon on the brakes, I think, like I feel like I can just go, inside, outside, anywhere I want. It's like if there's someone next to me, I'm gonna outbrake them if it's not gonna run me off the track. But yeah, I'm gonna outbrake them.
I love it, man. Love it. Little top rack esque, right? Yeah, demon
Oh
on the
yeah.
brakes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's and from watching you in all your videos, you're absolutely right on that. You're a demon on the brakes, 110%. Um, which to me, I feel like some people that are super late breakers, I think that's the one thing that super comes naturally to them is that just grab the front brakes. Hopefully, don't dive too much and the rear come up right like top rack. But if you
Yeah.
got the skill, whatever. Uh, I feel like that's kind of a natural thing because you're either really good at deep late braking or it's something you really got to work at. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like that's one of your major strengths too, as well, is the way you just you're the way you're on the brakes, the way you not only the way you approach the corner when you're already on the brakes, but how hard you're braking, you can still make that bike do what it wants to do and bend to your wheel. It's just when other
Yeah.
people behind you are trying to keep up, they struggle bad at doing that, right? So that's definitely bro,
It's the
bravo,
biggest thing I like to work on. And
100%.
yeah.
So let me ask you this, man, Chris, what are your dreams? What do you want to achieve in this sport?
I want racing to be my life. I want it to be my career because, like, I love it, and it's such a unique thing. Like an office job, it'll make me money, but it's boring. You know, like maybe I can get that on the side if I need to fund racing, but I want racing to be my life. And I want to do that at the highest level I can, and you know, just yeah. I mean, if it could be my career, like what an amazing thing. Like
It's gonna
so,
be. It's dude,
yeah.
you're absolutely it's gonna be. Have you thought about what life is like after racing? I know you're young, but I like to ask this question. Like after you hang up your leathers after your 25 world titles, right? Do you want to give back to the sport? Do you want to stay in it and help coaching or maybe have your own team or
Oh, having my own team would be awesome. I've thought about that. It's a lot of money, a lot of work, but it would be really cool. I would love that. But like realistically though, like what I've been thinking, like I would love to stay in the sport. Um, and whatever that is, like one thing I want to do on the side, I want to go to school, study psychology, and be a sports psychologist. And maybe that could end up in a career in racing, or maybe it would be somewhere else. But yeah,
I love it, dude. I love it, Chris. Again, head of the game, bro. Dude. So speaking of that, I know you graduated, but as you was, racing all around the world, man, did you still going to school? You wasn't homeschooled, right?
yeah, I was in high school, like in person. It was hard at times to manage it, but I still found a way to get my work done. No excuses, you know.
But it was
But
good for you too because it got your mind away from the stresses of racing and all the traveling to where you got to be a kid, right? A
yeah, for
young
sure.
adult having fun and doing what we do, right? I think it's super important because you mingle with, not saying you don't mingle with kids your age out there. Of course you do because you're racing against them, but that's a completely different environment than going to school, you know? Um, let me let me ask you this, Chris, man, and I ask this to a lot of my friends that race. Some people are good at it, some people just can't do it. But if you have a good buddy, a competitor that you race with on the track, how do you separate the two from being visor going down, I'm gonna win no matter what, and then when we come back in, the visor comes up, we're friends again. Is that
Yeah.
something that's difficult for you?
Um. So my teammate this year, Troy Savicka, we connected really well. We were good buddies off the track. It was awesome. Off the track we had such a good time. Would be together hanging out all the time, and then on the track, visors down, you got to forget about it. You know, of course, that's not to say I don't give him a little bit more room than everyone else, but no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
So, did you get him into Rubik's cubes too as well?
No, he doesn't like him. But
Boo. That's
yeah,
hilarious. Yeah, dude. Listen, again, Chris, you're an absolute weapon. Future is so bright for you. 2026, you're definitely going to be the number one that everybody's gonna be chasing next year for sure. And it's crazy because how fast did 2025 go? It was like this, it's over with,
It's
right?
insane. Yeah.
2026 is getting ready to begin. It's just, yeah, it's crazy how fast go. But I'm super proud of you. I know there's a bunch of people in America that's super proud of you. I know for a fact your
Mm.
family is so proud of you, and so is your team. And at the end of the day, still, you still got to be proud of yourself too, as well, which I already know you are. Um, so good stuff, Chris. Let's
Yeah.
go,
Thank
man.
you.
Let's go, bro. Super excited for you, man. I'm just trying to think of how many titles you're going to get and where you're going to end up, right, in 5 years from now. What? Look, good question. Where do you see yourself? Where does Chris Clark see himself 3 years from now? Where would you like to be?
3 years from now, I want to be racing in World Super Sport. That's where I want to be. So yeah, any bike, I don't really care what it is. Get me in World Super Sport.
And you're going to be there probably before you know it, sooner rather than later, right? Yeah, man, you got this, Chris, 100%.
Thanks.
So proud of you, man, dude. You are a true ambassador of our sport, especially for the future legends of our sport, because you're a legend yourself, a future legend, and you aspire a lot of the younger generations to getting into this sport. So, um, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, dude, Chris, we're about 47 minutes into this. We got a few more minutes. I want to get into the second part of our podcast where we get to know what Chris Clark does away from the chaos of the beautiful motorcycle racing. So, my first question I want to ask Chris is, tell us something we don't know about Chris Clark.
Something you don't know. I was gonna be Rubik's cubes, but we already mentioned that. So, um, yeah, in the past month, I got into guitar. I've been playing that like every day, and it's been really cool. Getting to like create music myself and play the songs I love. I love it. So, yeah, and then give me a few years, and I'll be pretty good. I hope.
Be a rock star, boy. You already are a rock star. Let's go, right? So,
Yeah.
what song are you currently learning to play now?
Um, It's a good question. I'm not really learning to play anything. I've been more like getting into like music theory and finding out how like different sounds work together. How chords get their names is one thing that's really confusing me right now. So yeah, I want to be able to improvise in the future.
Dude, I got several friends. One is Kayla Yakov. She's big into playing the guitar, so I need to put y'all two in touch each other. And y'all could share notes and play riffs together and all that good stuff. Yeah, create a band, dude. Let's go. You never know.
Yeah.
It might be a future legend band in the making, right? I think it's good to have other hobbies and interests again to get your mind away from the beautiful circus, and you get to how do I want to say this? Live a different life, so to speak, at that brief moment.
Hmm.
That also makes you happy. I believe that everybody should have a hobby and a true passion, whether it's motorcycle racing or if you're already a legend such as you, but have another passion, which is a guitar or coloring a book, whatever it is. I think it's important for us humans to be passionate about something, right?
Yeah, you need to have balance. Like, if your mind is
Balance.
racing, 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 racing every single day, like you're gonna get burnt out or something. It can't work that way. You need to be able to focus on other things and find joy in other things in life than just racing. Cause it, yeah.
110%, my friend. And on that note, what's your worst habit?
My worst habit, genuine. It's a good question. Um, I think I scroll TikTok way too much when I'm not doing anything. Like way too much.
You sound like my wife. My wife's always, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm on TikTok. I'm like, really? She's like, for an hour straight, just TikTok. I'm like, to me, social media is it's a double-edged sword, right? It's something I gotta do because obviously I'm a podcaster and it's all just motorcycle related, but I feel like it takes us away from other things too as well. We're right, because I get on there, not so much TikTok, it's Facebook and Instagram. I'll get to scroll. I'm like, I got 5 minutes. 25 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I'll give it another couple minutes. And I just,
Mhm.
it's yeah, man. But social media is such a huge part of motorcycle racing and all sports today, right? It's how you seek sponsorships and friendships and make connections within the industry, and
Yeah.
we need it. I mean, we really do. So let me ask you this, man. What is your dream motorcycle, Chris Clark?
Dream motorcycle.
Dream motorcycle.
I love BMWs, so I want to be on a BMW superbike.
And you'll be there.
Yeah.
You'll be there. Maybe you might be the first one on the BMW MotoGP team in
Yeah.
2029, 2030. You never know. You really don't. Um, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, Chris. I'm a huge audiobook listener. I don't really read a whole lot because it puts me to sleep. But audiobooks, I throw my earbuds in while I'm at work or driving to the racetrack or whatever all day long. Is that something you do too as well? Do you read or listen to audiobooks?
Yeah, I like to read. It puts me to sleep as well, but I still push through it, It's hard, but yeah, I love to read. My the books that I read though, it's really boring. It's kind of basic. It's just Harry Potter. I just read Harry Potter over and over again.
Never seen Harry Potter.
No, it's
No.
amazing.
Dude, everybody tells me that I need to watch it. Even Rossi said the other day, he's like, dude, we need to sit down and watch Harry Potter. I was like, okay, let's do it. So
So
we haven't done it yet, but I need
you ever
to.
read it, or you just never watched it?
Never watched it, never read the book. I actually downloaded the Harry Potter game. I played like 20 minutes into it, but dude, I just don't have a whole lot of time to play video games or,
Yeah,
do anything like that. It was really cool.
it
I
was a
want to,
really good game. Yeah.
yeah, dude. That's what even my dad was like, dude, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. I was like, I'll download it. Like I said, I'm not very far into it because I just don't have a whole lot. I got to where I finally got my broomstick where I can fly around the world.
Oh, you really didn't make it far into the game.
I didn't make it far at all, right? That's
Yeah.
where I'm at now. So, and learning, I think I'm on a mission to where I gotta find a new spell or something. I can't remember. It's been several months, but I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I hear a lot of good things about it, but I will watch it for sure. Podcast, man. Do you listen to any podcasts too?
No, to be honest, no. I don't listen to any.
Boo! You should have said pin the gas, bro. Like, what are you
I do
doing? No,
listen
I'm
to
just
Pin the
messing with you.
Gas.
I'm messing with you, Chris. That's hilarious. Dude,
I'll be listening to Pin the Gas from now on. Don't you worry.
love it, man. Comedian. Do you have a favorite comedian?
Um, Shoot. uh, I'm gonna just go with Adam Sandler or Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's funny.
He's better.
Absolute funny, man. Did you ever play any sports growing up, like soccer or football or t-ball?
Yeah, I did a lot. I played football and basketball. Basketball was like my first thing. I played it my whole life until I started to race, and then I broke my ankle, so I quit playing, and now I was racing. Um, but yeah, so I played basketball, baseball, football, a little bit of soccer when I was younger, and then racing. So yeah.
I love it. Let me ask you this, Chris, for everybody that's listening, that's interested in getting into sport, what advice would you give to them?
To people that want to get into racing.
Yep.
Hmm. Um. It's a hard sport. It's hard, and shoot, I don't know. Let me think about it.
You can. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stay focused in between the chapter and just give it your all, right? Never give up on your dreams. If something you really dream and you really want to do it and you're passionate, be all in, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna love you, not everybody's gonna cheer for you, but at the end of the day, you can't worry about that. You gotta stay focused on what makes you happy and where you want to be, and you will be there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And you're right, the sport's hard. It's super expensive, it's challenging, it's mentally demanding, it's all these challenges you never thought be thrown your way. And here they come, but it's all how you deal with them and the core people you got behind you. Like I keep saying, that's so important, is what makes you who you are today, which is a legend. Chris Clark. Let's go,
Yeah.
right? Like Superman. Chris Clark, dude, there it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Dude, bro, what's the one superpower you wish you had?
What superpower? I want to be super strong, like super strength, and I can bend anything, or and I'm not gonna get injured if I crash too.
I would love to teleport because I can be like, Chris, me and you go do a live podcast. You're in Virginia, I'm in Virginia, but I'll be there in 2 seconds. Boom. And now I'm there and we're sitting beside each other. I'm like, okay, I'm going home, eat dinner. Boom. I'm back at
Yeah.
home. Hey, I want to go to Phillip Island. guess what? I'm in Phillip Island right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wait, I'm gonna change my answer. I want to build a swing webs like Spider-Man.
that would be super cool too as
That
well,
would be
right?
sick. And like hang on the walls and stuff. Yeah, I want to be Spider-Man.
110%.
Yeah.
Do you have any superstitions?
I'm a little no, no, I don't really have any superstitions. Maybe no, I'm not too stitious.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, listen, Chris, this has been an absolute honor to sit down, get your whole journey out to where you are. Like I said, I'm so proud of you from where you started to where you are today. 2026, my friend, you will definitely be a champion. You're already a champion now. Um, just down with me after we end this so we can go ahead and schedule our first one of 2026 of your championship winning season. Again, you heard it here first. I'm gonna let you end the podcast by giving all your shout outs, but first, before we end this, I just want to say thank you guys and girls so much for everybody that watches this podcast, that likes and subscribe. It's nothing but love to each and every single one of you. If it wasn't for Chris and everybody coming on here, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be here doing this. So I truly mean it. I love every single one of you guys and girls out there. I truly mean it. New shirts just dropped from my boy K Dub at Hyper Naked. This is it right here. So if anybody's interested, I do have some merch for sale. Hit me up on all social medias. It's limited, sizes small through extra large. So big shout out to Hyper Naked, man. Let's go. And on top of that, yeah, that's basically all I have, man. 2025 is coming to an end. It's been an absolute proper mega year for me. I know it's been a proper mega year for you. Can't wait to you have that championship winning trophy after the mini podcast we do in 2026. And you have it in the background right there to show everybody, right? So,
Yeah.
Chris, on that note, tell everybody where they can find you on social medias and give all your shout outs, my friend.
Yeah, it's just Chris Clark Racing on every platform. Yeah, it should be easy to find me. I have a website, Chris Clark Racing again. And then yeah, I want to thank my family. I love them so much, and without them, this wouldn't be possible. And then my manager, Michael Hill, again, wouldn't be possible without him to do what I do. And then of course Rob and Tasha with Bison, keeping me safe on the track, and they're awesome. They're amazing people. I love them. And then helmet sponsor Bimola, keeping me safe, looking good in the track. And then my team from last year, love them again. Kuba, the team owner, awesome guy. You know, everyone there treat me like a family. So love you guys, and thanks for having me on the podcast.
Dude, the honor is absolutely on mine. And on that note, listen, we are out of here. Chris Clark, absolute legend. You guys stay tuned. 2026 champion right here. This episode will be out everywhere on Spotify, iHeart, and all that in about 30 minutes. I'll tag you on all the socials. I'm going to end the podcast right now. Just stay on with me for 1 second, okay? On that note, we are out of here. Chris, is there anything you want to say before we end this?
Thanks everyone for watching and listening. So yeah.
I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Hang on 1 second, okay?
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.